Welcome to TBI Live. I'm Heather Leonard. With us today, Scott Walker, co-founder and president of Brain Candy. First of all, what is Brain Candy?
Brain Candy is a company that has developed a model to help entertainment commercial property owners figure out ways to better monetize and market their properties. It does it in a way that opens up the property to a collaborative process where fans and the creative community at large can come in and meaningfully participate in co-creating value and content under that particular property.
Now, your company talks a lot about transmedia. What is transmedia? What does that word mean?
That would depend on who you ask. Technically, the term was coined by Dr. Henry Jenkins, who is currently a professor at USC School of Communication, Annenberg School of Communication. And he coined the term years ago to refer to the act of creating multiple narratives across multiple mediums that contribute to the story as a whole. So you would have storylines and characters across comic books, for example, novels, movies, etc., all within the same world, but contributing to that world narrative in a meaningful way.
So if I'm a studio or even a writer, opening up my content to other people is kind of scary. I mean, what are the extensions where this model is going to work in that framework?
It can be applied several ways. One would be, for example, to take a dormant piece of intellectual property that has been sitting around for 10 or 15 years. It's not being worked on, it's not being monetized actively.
Like Friends.
Friends, for example, or a 1980s TV show, or say the Buck Rogers franchise, for example, where that's currently going through a reboot process. And say we're going to open this up to an installed customer base because there are already fans out there who love the property but want to participate in a way that goes beyond passive consumption. So what we do is say we can work with the entertainment property owner and say, open it up this way, here's the strategy, allow them to play with it this way, that way, don't let them play with it this way, that way. That way you retain editorial and branding control, and yet the creative community has a very flexible way to engage collaboratively and meaningfully with the property. They're basically co-creating value and content with the owner, and that's key.
So it's engaging the user that's already there.
Correct.
And then there will be revenue aspects down the line, being able to monetize that aggregated audience.
Absolutely. So the property owner could look at it from a pure marketing perspective and say it's going to be a cost center, and they can open it up and say, we'll let you post your content here. However, the property owner could also monetize it and say, here's all this content that's coming in, or it's already being generated by the user community around our property. Let's find a way to integrate that and constructively put that into the property, either as official canon content and or as a way to monetize it so that both the creator of the content and the property owner can monetize that content being created.
And when you say canon content that's recognized by the IP owner?
As official.
As official.
Correct. As opposed to something that is generated within the world but they deem not part of the property.
Gotcha. So what's next for Brain Candy? What do you see down the line in the next 5-10 years? Obviously this is sort of a revolutionary new way to think about how to aggregate audiences and monetize that, and where is this going down the line?
Well, one thing for sure is that we want to continue to get the word out about the fact that new models of collaboration are going to allow current property owners to find new ways to make money as well as advertise their property. User-generated content is just increasing at an exponential rate, and with users having far more choices about what to consume and where to consume it, what property owners want to do is be able to get their property out in front. And one way to do that and to gain attention is to allow the fans to play with the property in a way that doesn't sacrifice editorial control and doesn't sacrifice commercial rights for the property owner.
Great. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.